I'll be full disclosure, Matthew. We got Mathieu Darche, the general manager of the Islanders. As a kid growing up, I was a big Islander fan, and I remember there was a bumper sticker one time. The Islanders were winning all the time, and it said, "Winning is fun, losing is not." And there was a great example. Winning was fun for your guys, not as much fun for Elvis Merlikins and the Blue Jackets. But thanks for taking the time today. You've won 2 in a row. Big win last night against the Jackets, scoring late. But I have to start by asking you about Matthew Schaefer, who's your #1 overall pick in the draft. He's come in this year, and he's had Rookie of the Month, 10 points in the first 12 games, playing over 20 minutes a night on average so far. Full disclosure from me again, I was concerned about a young guy who's barely 18 years of age being in the National Hockey League. I thought maybe a year of development would be helpful for him, maybe the college game. Give me your perspective on this kid. You've had him with you for several months from the draft on. Could you have even imagined he'd be playing this well?
Well, before talking about Matthew Schaefer, I hope you saw Patrick's vertical jump after that goal.
I did.
No, listen, Matthew has been. It's funny because all summer, when I was talking with his agent Pat Morris, I said, "Hey, let's keep an open mind here. You know, like he's young and he hasn't played much." And to me, like I had no. In my mind, I wasn't sending him back. In my mind, I wasn't sure that he'd be here, and I was pretty confident that we'll give him games at the start and see how it goes. But let's just say when I called his GM in Erie to tell him that he wasn't going back, he didn't sound too surprised. So he's been great, honestly. Like, you know what? A lot of times young players like that, when they come in, especially with the offensive abilities, you know they're going to be good offensively, but you always question how they're going to defend in the NHL, and that's what's been the most impressive. Like, reminds you, like he's 10 days from being in next year's draft, and it's how well he's defending, and he's an elite skater. Just like me and Devante when we played. No, fair enough, but his skating, like he's able to take some risk as he recovers so well, and he defends with his legs and his stick, and he's like. The main thing, he's an outstanding teammate. Like the players love him. Like he's got a big personality, but never you can have guys have big personalities. They rub off on the players, rub on the wrong way. But with him, the players, like almost half the team offered to take him in. He's been with Matt Martin, but he's been great. It's 12 games. It's still early in his career, but we just see him getting better and better. So I can say that for my first GM job, it's a pretty nice way to start by getting your first overall pick in a year when you can pick a Matthew Schaefer.
Yeah, that's not a bad start to a career. Matthew, with how good he has been, does this change, your overall outlook on this season and in the future? Because, you're getting first overall. You never know what you're going to get. Like you said, he didn't play a lot last year, so you had an open mind. But with how good he has been, does this change how you look at this season and, next season and the season after that as well?
Well, to me, like obviously the first year as a GM, there's a lot of evaluation you're doing on the team because you know the players, but when you play against them, you play against a team. But once you're in-house, like you get to know the players in a different aspect too. So this year was going to be a lot of evaluation for me. The team's playing well. We could have had better results in some games, but then those even out. Some of the games that you're not as good, sometimes you win. But I like the way we're competing. I like the way we've improved defensively as the game, because we try to change the style of play. So it was a little adjustment. We knew there'd be some growing periods. The last few games, outside one of them, I like the way we've defended. I like the way we've played. So obviously having a player like Matthew that's able, because it's not good to keep players in the NHL if they're only surviving. They have to be thriving. Opinion for their development, and right now Matthew's definitely thriving. He's helping us win games. For a while I told the coaches, do we really need to play him 26 minutes a game? But when he helps you win, now because we had some injuries, but with Romanov being back, we can pull back those PK minutes from Matthew. But like we started him in the second power play and just gradually just took over the first unit, and I think he's got 3 PP goals already, so he's been great, and I'm happy with the way our team is progressing right now.
Yeah, that is the balance, right, Matthew, for the coach and the general manager. Like the coach is in the moment, trying to win that particular moment, that particular game, and you're upstairs and you're thinking about, yes, you want to win tonight, but you want to win tomorrow, and you want to win throughout the year, and you're worried about development. So it's such a different job. I want to ask you, we've had the good story. Now we'll give you a little bit of a challenge here with what happened with Matty Barzal, because you guys sat him out. Apparently he was late for the bus to the rink. I know in Tampa, I think you had a similar situation with Braden Point. Sometimes things happen. I love the fact that there's accountability, because without accountability, I don't think you have a team. So give me the thinking there on what went into the decision.
Well, early in the year, like at the first meeting, I have told the players that punctuality is one of those non-negotiable things, and that just means there's no one that felt worse than Matt Barzal. Like it wasn't intentional. Things happen sometimes, and I wasn't mad at him. It's just a question that let's make sure we have that accountability. And Matt cares so much, and it hurt him. We didn't play a great game in Carolina that night. I'm sure it killed him. Because he wants to play, he wants to help the team. He's been playing really well this year. He's been an awesome teammate. It just, unfortunately, it was him. But accountability, that's part of it. That's non-negotiable. And yes, where I came from, it's been done a few times in my 6 years there, and it's been done before that. And nobody will question the culture of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I'm trying to bring the same kind of culture here. And again, things happen, and it's the next day. It was water under the bridge. We move on, and just people know that's what we expect from our players. And again, like Matthew's been a real great pro about it. He came in that morning. He knew he messed up in a way, even if it wasn't intentional. But this is the culture we want to bring, and everybody was on board. Matthew was on board, and he's played great the 2 games after. And we've won 2 games after. So he was a big boy. He took ownership of what happened. It's not like if it's he didn't do anything immoral or wrong for the organization. He was just late, and I was pretty adamant at the start of the season that these are the non-negotiables. And accountability can only be when it's convenient. Well, we have a game, maybe we play Carolina, a good team. To me, if I would have had to, I would have played 11-6. Like, it's not the question. That's just the rules we make, and everybody follows.
You know what? I love to hear you say that, and I like how you discuss it. You have that communication. You lay down the rules. Pretty simple. You said these are non-negotiables. Something happens. No hard feelings. Doesn't have to be drag on forever, but there has to be accountability. And I think winning organizations have shown that throughout the years. That's just the way it is.
Exactly, and that's I think that's a right mentality to have. And again, like, Matthew's been outstanding this year. His attitude, his play, and everything, and it just sucked. And I love that he owned up to it, and he knows. And he played 2 great games since. So and like I said, we won those 2 games. So we keep going forward. No
question about that. Let me ask you about the goaltending there. You have one of the best in the world in Ilya Sorokin. It's been a little bit of a tricky start for him. You had a situation where you decided to make a change with your goaltender coach. David Rittich has played very well for you. I think these days, you were fortunate in Tampa. You had Vasilevsky, who seemingly played all the time. I mean, it is hard to play night after night in this league. Any concern for you with Sorokin so far, and trying to get him back to the level that we know he's capable of?
Well, the good news is his last game was by far his best. He got us at 2 points in Washington. It was opposite of last night. We had a not very good first period where if it wasn't from Ilya, we might have been down 2-3-0 in Washington, and he kept us in the game. They were able to come back. So I'm not worried. He's a great goaltender, and his last game, he was outstanding, and he's going to play tomorrow against Boston. And there's also, like that, I let Patrick with the goalie coach, Sergei Naumov, that we brought up from Bridgeport to talk about the schedule, because we have a lot of games coming up. Listen, we had 16 back-to-backs this year, and that was our first one on Thursday, Friday. So we have a lot coming up, a lot of games with the schedule condensed with the Olympics. So we know we needed David, and David's been great since the start of the year, and Ilya has just progressed every game. In this last game, he was outstanding. Like I said, he got us at 2 points in Washington.
So, Matthew, the Islander fans, they love hearing about Schaefer. They want to know about the young players that you have there. How about Cal Ritchie? He's played a couple of games now. Give me your thoughts on his first 2 games this season with your group.
Well, first of all, Cal had a great training camp, and you have a lot of players, and we figure he's 20 years old. There's nothing wrong with him starting in Bridgeport. He missed a couple of games with a small injury, but he played really well. Like, I've watched the games, and he was the best player on the ice. And we had an opportunity to call him up, and he's played really well in his 2 games. He's a big center that's actually very responsible both ways. He's got elite skills, especially on the power play. Like, he's helped our second unit move the puck in Washington, actually created a bunch of looks, and we're taking it a day at a time. Like, he's in the lineup again tomorrow, and on the same line with Jonathan Drouin and Kyle Palmieri, and his play will dictate where he plays all season. But that's definitely, like, he's a great prospect, and like I said, he's earned that call up because he had a great training camp, and the games he played in Bridgeport, he was very good also. So at the end of the training camp, he also had an injury that sidelined him for maybe almost 2 weeks. So that's one of the reasons he went to Bridgeport, and right now we're taking it a game at a time.
Matthew, real quick, you mentioned Bridgeport. Are you happy with what's going on down there so far? Because I know last year, I talked about it on the show. I mean, like, your minor league team is so important to the development. And when you came in, you mentioned that as one of the important pieces. Are you happy with the way that things have unfolded so far, building up that minor league team so you can send guys there and they benefit and flourish?
Yeah, listen, I'm a big believer of the AHL, not only because I spent most of my career there, but like, I believe in developing in a winning environment. And doesn't mean that you sacrifice developing, but winning, you learn to win also. So yes, it was tough in Bridgeport last year. Unfortunately, right now we have a few injuries down there that hurt us. Rocky Thompson and the coaching staff have done an outstanding job teaching those guys. And you have a player like Marshall Warren, who's a Long Island native that didn't know much about. He had a great training camp. He had a good first few games. We had a couple of injuries. He came up. He played well. He even got 2 assists his first game in Sydney. So the guys really compete, and we're heading in the right direction there. There's, you don't necessarily change it over just in 1 year like that. There's a lot but the staff has done an unbelievable job. Rocky's a great communicator, and a great teacher, and he's full of energy. So, listen, we've had Warren come up. He's done great. Cal Ritchie came up. He's done great. So that means they're doing a lot of good work down there. And I want us to be a team that competes. I want us to be in the playoffs every year in the minors, and because to live those experiences of fighting for a playoff spot and fighting in the playoffs, it's all part of the development that help you once you get to the NHL. You look at a lot of teams when Tampa, before they started going to Stanley Cup finals and then winning some, well, they won in Norfolk, and you've seen teams like win in the minors before winning in the NHL, because a lot of those guys, they learn it, the young guys, and that part also. So that's what we're trying to do in Bridgeport.
Yeah, no question about it. Culture and development throughout your organization is so important. Matthew, congratulations again on getting the job. It's been, I know, several months now. We've talked once or twice since then, but off to a great start. Keep up the good work, and all the best this season.
All right, thanks for having me, and Devontae, enjoy. I heard your rookie day. So did you get him skate around with no helmet?
I didn't have my rookie lap yet. Maybe after this.
I'll tell you, we're in a pretty small studio here. I mean, he won't have to go far. Yeah. That's all I could say.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, Matthew, thanks so much. Good luck. Mathieu Darche, general manager of the New York Islanders.